All right, so it is 2:44 a.m. It is Sunday morning. This is an About Me video, one that I don't like doing. So how'd this happen? Talking to a chick on Twitter. No, it's not what you think it is. Um, no, I was talking to her about my bestie Crystal that I lost in 2013 to an overdose. Yeah, next year will be 10 years since she's been gone. So, you thought it was about sex. Nah. No, talking to this chick unlocked a lot of memories from that day that I actually pushed away and hid. I'm a girl with the memories. So, what I remember from Crystal's, I'll do from the wake to the funeral because it's really what I remember. Her wake, I remember because it was at Eckhart's right down the road. That's where every fucking funeral's at. Every damn wake, all the time, because it's right in fucking town. It's like a Stephen King novel, basically. So I remember that room. It was packed, and it was weird because just what was it? A few days ago, I was holding her hand, and she was in ICU. Not ICU. She was in a coma on life support, and seeing her in a coffin, cold, in a dress was weird to me. Looking back retrospectively, because she never wore a fucking dress. If she wore a dress, it was either a sundress or it was something casual. She was a casual chick. She was always casual. She was always jeans, t-shirt, flip-flops, sneakers, skirts, uh, sweats, tank top, wife beater, whatever the fuck she wanted to wear. Always had her hair up or down, depending on her mood. Um, but yeah, seeing her in a dress was just weird. It, I don't know, it didn't feel like her. It didn't register with me. And I remember there was a little girl there who had a shaved head. And I remember thinking to myself, she must have been in a land of giants because everybody was tall. Everybody was my height and taller. Or, yeah, about my height, and then median, like 5'8", I guess. Um, I remember looking at the different things that were put out for her. There was a display of pictures of her. There's Netflix in the background, that's why it's flashing, because I was watching Stranger Things. Um, what else was there? There was a poem she had started to write, and then her daughter had added to it. Um, what else? There's so many things going on. And then one of our mutual friends, Angie, showed up and she was wearing this devastating red dress, I think. And I was like, man, she just stole the fucking spotlight. I'm like, shit. And it was hard because I didn't want to go to this fucking wake. And I actually had my friend Mike at the time take me. And it was rough. Like, I didn't want to go in the room. I didn't. It was the hardest fucking thing I ever did. And after I went in the room to see Crystal and shit, um, just feeling how cold she was. I mean, that set the fucking, she's dead. Like, just, because it was still surreal for me. Like, this whole thing was wild. And I was only 27 when this shit happened. It was 9 years ago. And it's still fresh, but it still hurts. But it's not as bad. Um, I remember I took Crystal's daughter aside, and her daughter was it 19 at the time, and we were slightly close, not like dating close, just friends close, because I knew her, and yeah, I knew the family. But it was just, it was just really weird. And Courtney was so buttoned down. And I mean, like, she had lost her mom, and she was buttoned down like a motherfucker. Everybody else had come to the viewing, well, the wake, dressed up and shit, and she had just shown up, like, she was a jeans and a hoodie. Crystal's first husband slash boyfriend actually sent me. We were talking outside. I'll get back to Courtney in a sec. I remember she was a good. I remember I told him she was a good looking corpse. Autopilot back then. And he's like, yeah, she was. She was an amazing person, and yeah, she did look good. And he actually sent me a video of her. And it was literally, I think, 2 days before she OD'd. And it was of her smiling. And I have that uploaded on my channel. That's on there forever. That's never coming the fuck down. I also have it saved on my thumb drive too, because it's super important to me. Because last time I got to hear her voice, last time I got to see her smile. So, yeah. But yeah, back to Courtney. I took her aside and I told her, because, I can astral project and shit, and Crystal was in some weird shit just like I was, and she could astral project, and I think Crystal told me it was going to be okay, and I told Courtney that, and I actually broke through Courtney's shield and shit, because she, some people will be real stone-faced and not show any emotion at all, complete optimism. This girl broke briefly. When I told her that, she's like, why would she talk to you and not me? And she just faintly cried and then buttoned back up and got mad at me. And I was like, I don't know. I really don't know why. I still don't know why to this day. I'm guessing because the shock of it was too much for her and she couldn't process it, or it was just she wasn't ready yet and she didn't want to hear her mom. I don't know. But now they're together because Courtney OD'd in 2019 at 25. So, and the funeral, I remember, what did I do with Lauren? Lauren asked me to write a note and put it in the coffin. But I don't know what it said. I didn't read it. I kept that shit private. I didn't want to read it. It's not for me to read. Even though me, Crystal, and Lauren were tight, I'm not going to do that shit. So that was put in. I think she gave that to me before she went to Mexico. Yeah, it was before Mexico. Yeah, it was before Mexico. Yeah, so I gave it to the guy who put it in the coffin, and I saw him do it. So it's in there. Probably decayed by now. Then we had the service, and yeah, everybody went up, said their 2 cents and shit. And Courtney, being Courtney, she just dragged everything out in the open, like, fuck. Because everybody was like, oh, Crystal is such a wonderful woman, a great parent to her children. and this, that, and the other. And Courtney was like, nah. she just like, Courtney was being Court. She's like, yeah, she was a good mom and some other shit, but she didn't put her down. She just brought up the fact that, drugs killed her and whatnot. Because that was the big elephant in the room nobody wanted to fucking talk about. Because this church, everyone wants to be like melancholy and obdurate and just completely blissfully unaware of shit. And yeah, it hurt. I went up and I said my piece, and it was hard. I lost my best friend that day. I lost my twin. I lost my power girl. I had to learn how to save the world without her. That wasn't easy. I mean, I didn't get over her death until maybe 5 years later, 5 or 6 years later, give or take. It took a long time. How do I best describe my hollowness? You know how people do draining a flood in the street and you get that swirl? That swirl was me. But it was an endless swirl into an abyss, and that abyss went further deeper than any abyss ever went. And mine was pretty goddamn dark. Did I go to drugs and alcohol to find my answers? No. Cigarettes, yeah. Well, when there's so many cigarettes. I did have a couple drinks, but nothing hardcore. I didn't really touch alcohol until, I think, like a year. 6 months to a year after she died. I needed to be numb for a little bit. And it helped. I spent like 15 at the liquor store and I was happy. I was cheap back then. I'm not a heavy drinker, but I got enough to get me off or get me where I needed to be and just buzz out just for a while. Yeah, her funeral. Everybody said their piece. I learned some shit about her that I didn't know. Funny shit. I watched them take her out back, and I actually forced myself to watch her go in the ground. That was the hardest fucking part of my life, was watching that. Never never thought I'd see someone I loved so much and cared so deeply for, and just see them go into the ground 6 feet in a box, never coming back. That was rough. That was hard for me. That was my worst day ever. I remember I know I smoked a cigarette. I smoked Camel Crush. She had Camel Crush too. But I usually had Camel Crush, Marlboro Smooth, the German Black. What else did I smoke? I used to smoke Red 100s. I used to smoke Newport 100s. Fuck them things. And any new flavor of Marlboro that came out, because I liked Marlboro. But mainly I stuck with Smooth and Camel Crush. I always crushed that fucking capsule too. That shit was nice. Yeah, I remember I lit that cigarette. I bawled. Yeah. It's hard. Worst goodbye I never wanted to do. And the fucked up part, The whole fucked up part was that in 2014 we were gonna get together and actually have our birthday together because we had the same birthday, July 5th, 13 years apart. That's still never did that. Have I been to a grave since? Nope. Too much pain. I mean, I'm healed. I'm good. It's just. I don't really want to go through that. I need to. I don't want to. It's too much. It's the one band-aid I don't like. But yeah, her death became a very big touchstone for me that led to so much. It gave me a lot of PTSD, not just from Beck's bullshit, but just it wasn't just Beck that gave me PTSD. That was the start of that. Crystal's death cemented that and made it just because that was something I couldn't process. Like I was just a yawning black hole for a long time. I pushed every motherfucker away. I burned. No, fuck that. I incinerated the bridge between me and my best friend Mike on purpose because he kept back burning me or burnering me. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. You don't want to be in my life. You don't want to. You keep canceling on me. You keep put me off and put me off. Fuck you. Done. Blocked him. And that was 8 years ago. So yeah, 1 year after she was gone, still raw. It hurt so much. It was so hard to function, and I needed him. And he's still pissed at me. He's still pissed. His girlfriend, however, she actually just started waving to me as of 2 days ago. She was pissed at me too. And I'd see her go by and I keep on like, Kim, Kimmy. And she would just ignore me and ignore me and ignore me. I was like, great, you fucking hate me too. See, it wasn't just him I burned her too. That was a two-pronged deal. I burned both of them because I was in pain and didn't know how to operate. And when I don't know how to operate, I do what I do best. Shut down, isolate, build my wall stronger. That's just perks of autism and shit. And just self-protection. What did I do after the funeral? I don't really remember. I know I came home. I can't remember much. I remember I was like just trembling and shit for a while. And her mom walked up. That hurt. And she's like, I know. And that hurt. I hate it, man. It sucks. Death is no motherfucking joke. And I used to blame myself for her death because prior to that day, well, the day before, I actually accused her of using again because she rejected me. And then I was just like, I was ecstatic that me and her had a chance at a relationship. I was so excited for that shit. And my dumb, impulsive, young in love ass didn't think. I just acted. And I went off on her in text. And that was the worst thing I could have fucking done to her. And I regretted that for so long. And I used to blame myself so much. Like, I'm the reason she died. I'm the reason she overdosed. And it just on and on and on. And it finally just went away. And I was like, it wasn't my fault. There are things out of my control. I can't control shit outside my bubble. So, yeah. That was a hard fucking day. And then 2010 just got worse and worse. So much goddamn death. Whole decade of death. I lost more people in the 2010s than my favorite show's ending. It's a shit comparison, but fuck it. It's all I got. So, yeah, that was the worst day of my fucking life. Worst fucking day ever. It definitely, it's still number one next to Rob and his bullshit. It was just so it was it's heavy, hard. And I didn't understand the addict mindset until Jenna Lee Kildoff explained it to me. She actually took me out to eat and told me and explained to me what the fuck happened. You know, why Crystal did what she did. And it didn't click. I didn't even eat that day. I wasn't hungry. I had no appetite. I couldn't eat. Fuck am I gonna eat for? I'm not hungry. I'm sad. I'm empty. I'm void. Half of me has been killed off. Half of me died that day. And I rebuilt it with new shit. Ain't that funny? It's amazing. Like, you're filled with so much, and then when a massive chunk of you dies away, it's unretrievable, and then you rebuild it with new shit. And it's amazing. It's sad, but it's amazing at the same time. So I'll always love Crystal no matter what. I'll never fucking change. Dead or alive, I don't give a flying fuck. She's always gonna be there for me. In some way, shape, or form, she's gonna show her ass up somehow. It'll be some random little thing. I'm like, fucking Crystal. But yeah. It was hard. I remember when fucking idiots at the bar. I remember I think it was a few days after she died or so. And I was in the kitchen getting something to eat, and I just wailed. Like, I just, like, the I collapsed on the floor and just wailed. I couldn't function. I was so empty. Just an empty fucking person. A void, a black hole. And it still hurts retrospectively, because I still feel that pain. The pain is still there. It's buried deep, but it's still there, but it's not as predominant as it used to be. Like, now I'm like, ha! But bringing it up, like, I feel that. I remember who I was then. It was rough. It was hard. And Beck made it so goddamn difficult to grieve. accused me of letting her in my bank account and all this other bullshit. I was like, no, it's not what fucking happened. Like, no, I helped pay for her groceries. I helped pay to put gas in her tank. I filled her fucking tank. And took her daughter and her out to eat. Because I'm nice like that. I remember before she died, she was getting into Littlest Pets. I was like, they're the cutest fucking things ever. I want them all. True. Yeah. Sorry this vid bums you out. Bummed me out, but fuck it. Had to be told. Had to be confronted. But I will share a real funny thing, though. She actually owned a porno I wanted to borrow. I never got to borrow the goddamn porno. And then I found it online 8 years later. Because this was 2007, and I used to walk down to her house and hang out. And I forget how the hell the porno got brought up. And I was like, you have a porno? I was like, let me borrow it. She's like, no, it's mine. She's like, it's my only one that I have. And I don't let anybody borrow my shit. Because they usually get stolen or it's gone. Or whatever. And I was like, damn it. I was like, all right, fine. She's like, maybe one day I'll let you borrow it. I don't know yet. I have to think about it. And I was like, all right, fine. What was the porno? Jenna Jameson Dreamcast. Then I finally watched it. I was like, this is some funny ass shit. That would have been funny. That would have been fun to borrow that shit or just watch it with her. Like, fuck it. Because we were so close like that. Like, it just would have been a funny ass deal. Oh, man. I remember I used to color pages for her. Yeah, she actually put because I colored her Precious Moments pictures. And she actually put one of them on the fridge. Yeah, she did. And I also bought her DC Comics Power Girl figure. But she lost that when she became homeless. And I meant to replace that shit and never did. Nah. So, yeah. Maybe I'll do that when I go shopping again. I don't know. We'll see. So, that's what I got. That's what I'm doing. So, that was the worst day of my motherfucking life. And it was hard. And I'm glad I finally opened up about it completely from what I can remember and recall. Because there's still patches of that missing that I don't quite remember. But that's just trauma and PTSD in my brain protecting me from it. So, until next time, like and subscribe for thoughts and prayers.